the bottom line was he should have been in the Hall of Fame. Okay, D. Malenko.
Yeah, man of a thousand moves.
Should be in the Hall of Fame. The British Bulldogs should be in the Hall of Fame. Owen Hart, that's everybody's pick. British Bulldogs. Demolition should be in the Hall of Fame.
How about China?
Okay. I think eventually China will be in the Hall of Fame. Okay. Our guests this weekend, the Killer Bees, belong in the Hall of Fame. Okay. B. Brian Blair and Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. Brunzell's had the more of the career than Brian Blair, but together, they were like the original lucha tag team.
Yeah.
And then they switching. Never. And if you talk to Brian, they were promised a title on a couple occasions and never got it. So I think they belong in the Hall of Fame. But I mean, it's really weird how and I could go on forever. I mean, there's plenty of female wrestlers out there. I would have to say that should be in the Hall of Fame that I haven't named yet, and it's just, to me, it's crazy that some of these people aren't in the Hall of Fame, and then you're inducting Coco Beware and you're inducting Jacqueline, and Sting way too early, and to me, it's a little bit.
Maybe this is why we get the product that we get on TV sometimes. No brains. You want to talk about no brainers?
It's poo poo.
Yes.
It's poo poo.
It is. It's sad.
But you know what? People tune in to watch the poop, so. We're going to go to commercial. When we come back, hope we're going to be joined by Pat Buck. So sit back, relax. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, TNA, Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions like UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous English Town Flea Market, Green Building booth number 35 on 90 Wilson Avenue, Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. for more information.
This is the War Machine Rhino, the last ever ECW World Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep listening, or you'll get gored in half. WarriorsOfWrestling.com. See roster profiles of past and present Warriors of Wrestling stars. Over 50 highlight videos of Warriors of Wrestling events, full-length matches, order tickets to future Warriors of Wrestling events, and an extensive DVD collection featuring past events, compilations, documentaries, and much, much more. Only at WarriorsOfWrestling.com.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're joined at this time by the man that has brought wrestling, real wrestling, back to Rahway, New Jersey with WrestlePro, Pat Buck. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, and, looking forward to next week.
Yeah, that's exactly why we wanted to talk to you, because, we're getting excited. We got a lot of things going on this weekend with some guests and stuff, and you got to be having that, as Rocky said, the feelings in the basement with your brand new company, and you got to have like that, like the night before going to school feelings right now.
Yeah, you could say that in a nutshell. But I kind of think I've felt that way since making the announcement I was going to do my own company, and it's really it's kind of, to be honest with you, I kind of stay in that feeling for weeks and weeks at the time, and then I think because I'm always because I feel that way, it's enabled me to kind of really plan and make sure that this event goes off, without a hitch, that it's promoted properly, and I feel like I have to just deliver, an amazing product and really turn heads here and outdo anything I've ever done before. So that's completely true, but it's not even just like, okay, it's a week before show. I've been feeling this way since knowing I'm going to do it, which was months ago. So it's go time, So this whole week, it's not just like, oh, we set up for a show and cross our fingers. Like it's been just nonstop promotion and trying to figure out, how to pack the crowd, how to make a good card. I'm still not done yet. There's still things I want to, finalize and make it a well-oiled machine, in addition to performing that night. So a lot goes into this.
Now, how's the feedback been from the fans? Because we all know that PWS had a very loyal following, and then when you branched off with your own brand, there was always that kind of, am I going to get that same fan base? They're going to come with me? Are they going to stay loyal? What are they going to do? Like, how is that like kind of folded out for you guys?
I think for the ones that the quality over quantity, the ones that really come out and support, understand what's going on. The one thing that stands out to me more than anything was at the Global Force show in January at the Rahway Rec Center. From the first match till the last match, there was WrestlePro chants, loud, crazy WrestlePro chants, to which kind of like almost made me take a bump. I was floored by that. Do I think that everybody kind of, I don't know if the ones that know enough about what's going on, they're receptive. They can see there's new people. They can see there's a new energy. There's a new environment, and they're on board. I do think that there's a couple hundred people that come to Rahway, New Jersey for wrestling, whether it was PWS, whether it was Jersey All Pro. Even in the past, there's been things there from Ring of Honor. There's been things from Chikara years and years ago. But I think that they don't necessarily look at it going, really even know what's going on. They just want to see the wrestling show. They may not even go to every show. I have so many different fans that I'm aware of. It's because I can see the tickets come in and different names. Some don't come to every event, or they didn't come to every PWS event. They were selected. Some, only came for, there's a good 10, 12 people that really only come to the show if there's Bullet Club members involved. And I see them. They're dressed in full Bullet Club gear. Mm-hmm. And I've seen other people that only come to the show if there's a mainstream WWE name or a legend. And, then there's the diehard. So I think everybody has their own kind of, goggles on. They either know what's going on or they don't know what's going on, but they just, regardless, they see a really amazing poster, and they see that there's going to be, they can't deny there's going to be great wrestling that night. I've upgraded my setup, and I think for the most part, everyone's really excited for March 5th.
Now, you got to have some fears. What's your greatest fear going in right
now? The fear is just not living up to expectation. I would realistically like to have at least 1,000 people in that building. Will that happen? It could. It may not. Sometimes I like to look at things from a real perspective. A lot of guys think that it will be that way. If it's 500, okay, so be it. A lot of people independents be like, that's very successful. For me, I shoot for the sky. So, I know, like I said, there's been points where I've had 1,500 people in that building. But I think more so just looking at the quality of the card at the end and hoping that it delivers. But in a weird way, my confidence in my guys and the people that I book, I know that already. I know they're going to deliver. So fears, I don't really. It's just that I got to make the most of this opportunity, and I don't believe I'm going to fail. I don't think that's possible. But I would like it to go as great as I hope it can be, and I would like it to exceed all expectations. There's always, chances that things could, someone's airplane could get canceled, or things couldn't, may not necessarily work out the way I'd like it to. But, my first show ever, the main event didn't even show up. One of the guys involved. So I'm very good at figuring out when dilemmas happen. If something goes wrong with the ring, well, luckily I have every ring part imaginable and can fix it within, our bottom rope broke last show, mid-match. By the next match, 3 minutes later, we got a new rope up there. So I don't really know how I can fail with this. It's just kind of living up. I know there's some people that have impossible expectations, but I still want to live up to those people too. So I think it's a personal thing. I want to walk out of there feeling like this is the greatest show I've ever done.
Now, since you put it that way, can you say that maybe your worst fear is maybe the same thing that you're most excited about?
Yeah, I guess so. I would hate people leaving there going like, that wasn't that good, or I'm not going to be back. But like I said, I'd be lying to you if I say like I don't. Am I nervous for the event? Absolutely. But am I fearful for it? I don't think so. I just know how much time and energy I've devoted into making sure, conceptualizing what's going to happen in the event, making sure that everybody that comes for the autograph signing is well taken care of, making sure that, every little area from the tickets coming in to, the setup, to the lighting, to the making sure everyone has their time cues, to just presenting everything. I want people to walk in and go, holy crap, this autograph convention. Making sure everyone's happy is kind of the way I approach every event. I want to make sure my vendors are happy. I want to make sure my talent is happy. I want to make sure the fans are happy. Is it impossible? No, I don't. It's not possible to make every single person happy, but if there is an issue, I'm going to address it. Like, meaning, I just want overall there to be no problems. That's a good event. Making sure everyone's content and wants to come back. I have 3 events in April, so I need March to go, holy crap, this is the place to be. So I can have, repeat business in April, and then get to May, and then get to June, and really show people what I'm going to, capable of on my own and for the next couple of years.
Okay. Now, you being a promoter, but also being involved in the show as a wrestler, do you get a chance to see the show as it goes on? In events from the past, sometimes yes, sometimes no. The thing is that there's like a major situation, not a major, but even like a minor thing. Hey, front row's oversold and people came in with front row tickets and they need 2 chairs. I'm probably the guy doing that. So I got to figure out, like, anytime that I can be there and actually physically watch the card, I want to. I would love it to be a point where, I'm not involved with every single aspect of what goes on. But sometimes I am. So, hey, the fire department's here. They need to check this one door. Okay. Hey, we have a situation here. A fan slipped. They cracked their head. You need to be here. Okay, cool. If there's not, things going on, I am fully enthralled with seeing every single match and giving creative feedback and making sure the timing, because I don't want a 4-hour show. We want to get in there, put on the best show possible, and make it where the main event has more energy, or just as much energy as the first match. And that's kind of hard to do sometimes in the independents because people lose interest very, very quickly. But I want to be there. There's nothing greater than being there and getting to experience. I'm a mark. So I have no greater joy than to see something that I booked live out either better than I planned or the way I planned and go out. And sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it's my fault, and sometimes it's the performer's fault. But I want to see it. I want to experience it. Very often you'll see me kind of hiding in the bleachers or, through in plain sight because I want to see how the guys perform and I want to feel it. So, yeah, I love doing that. Now, is there, with this, of course, being the first show, is there a specific match on this card that you're going to be like, you know what, I don't care what's going on, I am watching this?
I think the main event sets a backdrop, which is a 35-man Rumble, and it's 30 announced guys and 5 different surprises. And when starting a new promotion, I realized I have to erase the past, and I have to kind of set the backdrop to what these future shows are going to be about. So I feel like this show is going to dictate, whether you want to call them storylines or kind of competitive series between guys. Like, this show is going to ultimately create the backdrop for what's going to come in the future. And that's and I think a lot of that's going to happen with, the main event of the night where, the winner gets a future title shot. And a lot of guys, I get to pull the trigger